Hello, welcome everybody. We're so excited to see everyone here for our September webinar. And today we're going to talk about AI and critical thinking in the library. So you're in for a real treat. And I'm excited because I get to learn today too. And so you can jot down the bit.ly, or if you have a device, go ahead and scan this. I'm going to share this at the end too. And this will take you to all of the resources, our slides, and then there are things linked to. So you might want to be able to go back and get to those and get the information that we're going to share today. So I'll share that at the end too, but wanted to share that really quick just in case you like to follow along. My name is Shannon McClintock Miller. I am the district teacher librarian at Van Meter Community School, and I also serve as the Future Ready Librarians leader. You can find me on social, and my email is there, and I also blog at the Library Voice. And today I'm really excited because I get to be here with my colleague and my friend, Mr. Adam. And so, Adam, I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself.
Hi, Shannon. Thanks for having me, everybody. My name is Dr. Adam Phyall, Director of Professional Learning and Leadership here at Future Ready Schools, and former or recovering Technology Director and Director of Media Services. I bring you greetings from the great state of Georgia and, dare I say, Covington, Georgia, which is the Hollywood of the South. Yes, you heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. That is a real thing. We've trademarked it and everything. And in my role with Future Ready Schools, I get to work with districts across the country, ensuring equitable access of resources of all students. So I'm just really excited of the work that I was able to do in Georgia. Now I get a chance to do it at Future Ready Schools across the entire nation.
Thank you, Adam. And then we have two really special librarian guests on today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Cathy Collins, and I am very excited to be here. I have been a library media specialist for over 20 years now. I'm in the Boston, Massachusetts area in Sharon, and I have had the privilege of working all over the place. Gosh, Massachusetts, Florida, as far away as Kathmandu, Nepal. Love to travel and have been able to do some really amazing global service learning projects with my students. Currently in the middle school level, and very excited to be part of this particular webinar.
Oh, thank you, Cathy. And Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Henderson. I am a high school library media specialist here in Lubbock, Texas, and I've had 1 year at the elementary level and 7, I think, at high school level. And so I'm super excited to get to be here with everyone.
Oh, thank you. Thank you both. And just to give a little shout out as we start for our supporters, we wouldn't be here without all of them, Future Ready Schools, and for our founding sponsor for Future Ready Librarians, Frolic Content. And we're grateful for everything that they do for all of us as librarians and teachers every day. So I'm not going to talk anymore. We're going to share some resources at the end because I want us to have plenty of time for Sarah and Cathy to be able to share the amazing things that they're doing with the role of AI in the library. And I'm really excited because this is something that I work with kids from preschool to 12th grade within my building and my district, and something I know that is on all of our minds and all of our plates, especially this year as we go back to school. And so I'm really just looking forward to learning about how we use it through research and critical thinking and how we use it in our day-to-day, and especially with our kids too. So I'm going to let you guys take it from here.
Okay. I think the next slide is mine, Shannon. Okay. I'm not going to get into this slide too much. I've just linked a couple of things that I think are really relevant to what we're talking about today. My husband just texted me just this afternoon this article from Forbes about 90% of college students use AI, and higher ed kind of needs to keep up with that. It's a really great article. And I was like, perfect timing. And so I just added that. The other thing that I added is just a YouTube clip from Sinead Bovell. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, but she is entrepreneur and is a kind of expert in AI and education. And she speaks to this idea of, educators are definitely going to have to change up the ways that they do things because students are definitely using AI. And so anyway, you guys can look at that later. Those are linked there, but I just thought those were important kind of reference points. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about, I had a lot of tools originally planned for this, but I kind of narrowed it down to a couple that I wanted to share specifically that I use on a regular basis. These are my top two. I have in this link, I have in Padlet, I have a link to sample Padlets that I've created. Padlet is a freemium resource. You can make up to three Padlets on the free version. But as much as I'm sharing content with students, I need a localized place where I can create the resource and then teachers can drop the link in their Google Classroom so students have access to everything. So I personally pay for the premium version of Padlet, which I think is like $99 a year. It is well worth it. I use my supply budget to cover that. And so I'm going to show you the sample of Padlets that I've created and a couple of the AI features that are built in. So let me just go in to share my screen. And I'm going to find the tab that I want to share with y'all. There we go. All right. All right, I guess everybody can see this. So this is a link to just some example Padlets that I've created. And you're more than welcome to remake these or share them. But I just really love to organize things here. So the first thing that I do at the beginning of the year is I do a library orientation when classes come in for the first time. And so let me show you what that looks like. That's my library. And so a lot of times freshmen are coming in, they've never been on our campus, and they have no idea how the library is laid out. They don't really know what they want to read. So I created like a sample genre quiz. All of these resources you can recreate and remake to use yourself. So they do this genre quiz.
Sarah.
Yes, sir.
So could you share the other tab? We're still seeing the sample.
Oh,
Padlet.
no. Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you. I forgot about that. I've got to go back and share each one. Sorry, y'all, for the delay. Nope. I want to go to. All right. My mistake, y'all. So here's the sample genre quiz that I was showing about. I add my Destiny catalog so students can look through the sample genre quiz, kind of give students some examples of where they want to go. Or ideas about what they might want to read. And then I'm going to talk about this particular one later, but this is a library chatbot that I created with Magic School Student that makes book recommendations to students based on what their genre quiz survey said, but also the book recommendations are coming from our library and not just book recommendations that we don't have in our library. So that's an example Padlet that I have in there. So I'm not going to show you all of these, but this is just a great resource that I love because I can create a Padlet, give it to the classroom teacher. The classroom teacher can put it in Google Classroom. Let me go back and I'm going to add the, sorry, one more thing real quick, Shannon, if I could show some AI features in Padlet, and then I will stop on this slide. In Padlet, you have the option to create an AI recipe, and so you can create activities for teachers to do with students here. You can kind of give it a description, a grade level, very minimal prompting. And then it will generate classroom activities. This takes literally seconds to do. So there's some great AI resources in Padlet, but you can also create your own Padlet from scratch. And then I will talk a little bit more about Magic School Student later in the context of the resources I'm going to share there. And I think this is not my slide.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that, though, being able to see how you use that, because Padlet has so many little like hidden features that we forget about. And so I'm like excited to check out the things that you shared too. So thank you so much.
Sarah, I love what you shared, not just what you just shared about the Padlet and Magic School Student and how you're integrating AI, but also the article, which I think is so important for all of us to hear, because, I really feel like everyone is using it. Yes, our students are using it. That's not up for debate. And how can we help support them in learning more about how these tools can assist with so many things? And there's also such a element of creativity and fun. So I just like love what you just shared. And I'm going to move forward now. If you could advance the slides, Adam, to just a few thoughts. Oops. So again, I think AI is a support, and some teachers are resistant because they don't really yet understand that it's a support. It's a spark for deeper inquiry, but it's never a replacement. And so there's challenge and there's opportunity with it being so new. And I think as library media specialists, our role, we really do have a leadership role in this to guide students to verification, inquiry, and ethical use. What's okay and what's not. Next. All right, so I'm going to talk about the AI tools and strategies I use in terms of buckets. So I see it as 3 different areas. And the first area, that's the one that's nearest and dearest to my heart as a librarian now, but also as a former reporter. So verification and news literacy skills, there are some really great resources out there. And just to put this in context, I teach a 6th grade library media skills class and then a 7th grade digital citizenship course. And that 7th grade course, actually for both of the courses, I use Checkology a lot. The 7th grade, we dive really deeply into this. And Checkology has, number 1, it's free. Number 2, has amazing ability to personalize and customize the curriculum according to what you want to teach. And there are some amazing new, very engaging AI lessons. So make sure you take a look at that, sign up. And then also there are some supplemental resources that the News Literacy Project puts out there. And those are also awesome and amazing for the teaching of AI specifically. So I want to mention the SIFT. And when you sign up for that, there's also daily do nows and a viral rumor rundown, and it's so current and up to date and ready to go. And as busy teachers and librarians, it's great to be able to have those at my fingertips every other week. So I wanted to mention that. And then also Google Fact Check Explorer. This is really neat. It's a free fact-checking tool and totally worth checking out. And then I'm going to talk about 2 other tools, and they're at opposite ends of the spectrum the way I see it. InVid is a tool that actual journalists use. It's a plugin, and it helps you to spot deep fakes. You can actually freeze frame a video and then do a reverse image search and search back in order to find the original source of a video. So worth checking out. There is a tutorial. I would say that's more for high school students. But yeah, some excellent things and pointers to that it is worth, I think, taking a look, no matter what level you're at. And then this next tool, definitely, it could be used at any level. It's called Newsreel, and it works best with iPhones, but I love this because it is student focused. It's a way for them to track their news habits, and it's also really engaging and fun. It breaks the news down into different categories so that it's just a little more flashy and fun for students. And then the next bucket that I want to talk about is inquiry. So we started with verification, which is the foundation of information literacy. But from there, we also want AI to act as a research partner. And so many of these tools, I thought about going into them, but I think there's so many of them out there. I just want to touch on how they can help students. And to me, it's all about breaking down the content. So for complex topics, these are really great tools. And again, there's a whole bunch of them out there. So I've included some that I use and that my students use. And there's an article at the bottom there that has a list of 10 with descriptions. So all of these are live links. I hope you can take a look at these resources. But Perplexity AI, Sourcely, Scholarly, and also want to mention Stretch AI, because this is something that ISTE ASCD puts out. And as a board member, I use it all the time, and I don't think a lot of people know about it yet. But you can sign up to be part of this beta testing phase, and it is still in development, but an excellent resource. It's basically curated content. So it's educator focused, and it's a chat bot that is designed especially for teachers. And when you go there, it's going to be reputable information. All right. And then, of course, it is super important for us as teachers and librarians to teach our students that capability is nothing without responsibility, right? So the ethics of how to use AI, when is it appropriate, when is it not, is just so incredibly important. And so these are just a few sites that I recommend. Common Sense Media has awesome little mini lessons and modules, and that's for elementary and secondary levels. And then ISTE ASCD's AI in Education, they have frameworks, they have amazing professional development. And what I love that I use with my 7th graders quite often is the hands-on projects, ready-made hands-on projects across curriculum areas. So if you want to collaborate with another teacher, you can do that. And then for a global lens, I also included UNESCO guidance. It's a really interesting and informative website that it's all about the global lens on all of this. And then I am also really happy to be able to share on this webinar. I have 2 new resources, and I would love for everyone out there to sign up. It is free, my newsletter. It's called Smarter News Literacy in an AI World. I know that we're all busy and time is precious. So I promise you, with each little biweekly article, it includes a classroom-ready activity. It's a quick, easy read, but on some really fun things related to AI and helping us to detect what's real, what's not in this AI-infused world. And then I have an awesome book coming up. I'm going to give a little self-brag here. It's called Teaching News Literacy in the Age of AI, a cross-curricular approach. And it's coming out this winter. And I've worked with an amazing team from ISTE and super excited to share this with the world. It has a lot of ready-made action plans and lessons and resources galore. So please, just check out the link, and you can pre-order it now, but it actually will be birthed into the world this January. And that's it from my end. Thanks so much, Shannon, for having me today.
Shannon, are you still muted?
Okay. So, Sarah, is this yours? Are you still there?
I just wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure if you were going back to the slide previous or not
Okay.
to reference that. So I was waiting for what you wanted to do next.
Oh, okay. Yes, you go ahead.
So on the next slide, I have a presentation that's linked on how to set up create a chatbot in Magic School Student that is a book recommendation tool based on the titles that you have in your library. Last year, I did this activity. Magic School has a book recommendation tool, which is great, but that was not necessarily making book recommendations based on books that we have in our library. I wanted them to get book recommendations from our library. So this is a link to a presentation. There's screen recordings. It tells you exactly step by step how to set it up. I'm going to go through that real quick. I know time is precious, so I'm going to do it quickly, but just know that those resources are available to you in the presentation once you get the link. So
Sarah, you have plenty of time. So
okay.
Show us how to do it.
So I'm going to go in and show you real quick on my end the how to run a report from Destiny to populate the chatbot, to populate your titles in the chatbots. So in Destiny, you are going to set this up through Report Builder, and you can kind of see I've already run this. And it took me several tries to get the report exactly the way I wanted it. And then I also had to go through and edit the spreadsheet so that I could be under a certain word limit with Magic School. So let me just show you how to do this report in Destiny. Many of you may already know how to do this, but I'm going to start a new report. And I want copies because I am in copies is where I have my sublocation. My library is genreified, and so I want it to pull specific fields. So in Magic School, when you set up any type of Magic School student room, you have a 75,000 word limit. So for this report, I'm only going to pull call number, sublocation, because my library is genreified, and title. And I'm going to hit the next button. I'm going to have the report by title first, then by sublocation, and then by call number. And then I'm going to just arrow through step 3 and step 4. I'm going to include my count in each of these areas in step 5. And I'm not going to put any report limiters. And I'm going to title it. And now, because I already have this report run, I'm just going to go back to my report manager. Oh, sorry, my bad. Report builder, back to report builder where I have my list. And then you can see that I've run this report and I can download it. It's going to download it as a spreadsheet, and then I'm going to edit that spreadsheet. So let me go to a different screen that I want to show you. Back to, I want to show you my report, how it turned out. Now, this is a report that I edited. I went through my spreadsheet and I sorted it by call number and then sublocation. And then that way I could identify, because there's no possible way that you're going to get every single title in your library to fit into this chatbot that we're going to create. So there were certain sections that I left out. I kind of left out like my collective biographies. And there are certain sections that I left out because I thought students' first interaction is not going to be for these specific titles. So I really had to play around to get the report where it was under my 75,000 word limit. But I also then, after I got my spreadsheet, I saved it as a PDF. You're going to want it in PDF format in order to upload it into Magic School. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to a different tab on the Magic School side. And I have given you my template for this in Magic School, the Magic School student room, where all you have to do is recreate the Magic School room. Let me get to the right one, the right tab here. Sorry, y'all. Give me just a second. I'm kind of moving back and forth between this. I'm going to show you kind of the back end of what it is, but you guys will have this template. And I'm going to show you the fields that I selected, how I set up my room, but you guys have access to this template. And so you can see I said it, I named it, I gave it the description that I wanted, and then I gave it a short description on what I want the chatbot to do. And then you can see I uploaded my report here as a PDF. And if you notice, I had to get to several different editions to be able to get myself under that 75,000 word limit. And I was at 74,999. You have the option of adding, you're going to want to switch out my report for your report in this template, but you have the option to add a website. And when I added my Destiny Discover website, I tried it with that and it would not load it into the chatbot. And I think maybe because of a word limit, possibly, but I just uploaded the file. The spreadsheet format would not work. I had to download it and upload it as a PDF. So you see mine there. You can just exit, you can just delete mine and add yours once you get your report just right. You see, I don't even have anything in this particular area. And then while you're doing your builder, while you're working on your chatbot, you can kind of see the preview of what it looks like, what the student side is going to look like. And so it kind of loads it, and you can see what the students are going to see here. Okay. Now I'm going to exit out of this and I'm going to go into, I want to leave because I'm not really editing anything here. I want to go into the preview as a student, and I'm going to show you how this performs on the student side. So I love this about Magic School. We talk about modeling AI, responsible use of AI. Every single time a student enters a Magic School student room, they get this disclaimer. And then that's a good opportunity for us to talk about, hey, your teacher can see everything in all of your prompts. Really don't rely on AI for doing your math homework. These disclaimers I think are just really important to go over with students. So I acknowledge that, and now you can see here's my chatbot. It's asking, what kinds of books are you in the mood for? So I showed you guys that I did that genre survey. Yes.
We're just seeing the main chatbot screen.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. That's a different tab. It opened a different tab, Adam. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little clunky because I have everything in a different tab. Sorry, y'all. Nope. Give me just a second to find the right tab, y'all. Please excuse my
That's fine. This is really cool, though. It really shows that next level use of AI on the educator side.
Yes, and thank you. Sorry, I forget that sometimes when I'm doing this, it opens a separate tab, and then I'm not sharing that tab. So here's my chatbot, and it asks the student, what kinds of books are you in the mood for? And so the student, based on that genre survey, like some of them, maybe I like sports, I like adventure, I like, maybe I like science fiction. Okay. And it's going to generate a list of books from my library. And just give it a second while it's generating it so you guys can see. Okay, so now you can see here's books from my sports fiction section. It has the title. Now it pulled up the author's last name, but I didn't add that to my report in Destiny. And then I also did not feed it this information, the synopsis of the book. All I did was the title, the call number, and the genre. And Magic School also kind of pulled this information from the internet. But then a student can see this book, the crossover, they can know it's in sports fiction, and they're going to look for the call number, ALE. Now, students can definitely do a search in Destiny Discover to find books, but I love that this is giving them a list of books based on the their interests that they put in the student room. So anyway, this was so fun. Once I got this working, it took me several tries to get this working the way that I wanted. again, I've shared the template with you guys on how to set this room up. And so, again, in the slideshow, I have given you a presentation that walks you through screen recordings of exactly how to set this up for your library.
That's so cool. Thank you, Sarah.
Of course.
I love it. Okay. Let me go to the next slide.
Okay. That's me as well.
Yes.
Okay. In this, this is a link to a Padlet where I have added examples of some collaborative projects that I've done with teachers in my building. There's Spanish 2 projects that we've done. There are English projects. I'm going to show you this here in just a second. There's we did one with the pre-AP world history. And so this is a link to all of to this larger presentation that shows you some different examples of how we've used AI to collaborate with teachers on specific projects. So let me go to that link. All right. And so this was a presentation that I shared with teachers over the summer at our local technology conference. And so there was an opportunity for teachers to go in and use, give some feedback. There's that Sinead Bobble YouTube video, but I want to show you this English 3 research project that we did. This is with the project was the class read The Crucible, and they were making connections between the Crucible and the Red Scare of the 1960s, I believe 1960s, 1970s. And so this was a collaborative effort. And so I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to open that tab, and that's going to open a separate tab, all these tabs that I have to share. Let me show you this particular project that we did. Again, all of these, if you want access to any of these, you have the link, but you can just remake the Padlet and add your own stuff. So that I gave them access to our databases, some specific resources that I curated. The teacher gave them a peer review guide. We added Google Scholar. We added some citation. Sorry, are y'all seeing this?
Yes.
Okay.
Or just the Padlet. Yep.
This is just the English 3 Crucible Padlet. And so what we did with this particular research project is we wanted to use a writing feedback tool where students were getting feedback on their writing. One of the things that I hear from English teachers over and over is like, I've told them that they need to add these specific things to their writing. They need to edit this particular portion, and I'm getting tired of telling them over and over. And so this is another way where they're getting the same information, but in a different way. And so let me go to, real quick, I'm going to go to, before I share this with you, let me get to the right room, because I want to show you how this works on the student side. And then I'm going to share that screen with you. Okay. Okay, so here's the student view of it. So I'm going to acknowledge, and I gave them access to this writing feedback tool. I created a little MLA citations chatbot. And then there's also a research assistant that I gave them, but I kind of want to show you how the writing feedback tool works. And so I set it up to where students would get this. I gave parameters for a specific number of pieces of feedback it was going to get it, because we give the student, because we found that we would be in a editing loop if we didn't say, okay, only give 5 to 6 pieces of feedback that they need to adjust. And so I'm going to go over and copy an example that I have of student work. Give me just a second to copy and paste that so you guys can see what that looks like. Okay, so here's a rough draft that I had that the teacher sent me that was a mid-level essay. And I'm going to copy this and paste it into that writing feedback tool. And I think this is where you can kind of get a lot of wins with English teachers. So I'm pasted this student essay, and it's going to give them feedback on their essay. So it starts off with areas of strength, the ways that some things that you did right. Here's some areas of growth. And here in just a minute, it's going to give them some general feedback on writing mechanics. So this is a way that English teachers can kind of reiterate some things that they need to edit in their essay, but they're not just opening, the student has to provide the work and into the Magic School student room, and then nothing about this is editing their work. It's just giving them some feedback on their writing. So we thought this was a really good way to share this information with English teachers. So you can kind of see, I love that the first thing it gives them is the areas of strength. So I think I'm on that Padlet that I shared, the AI, I've got examples for what I did with US history, the chatbots that I created for them in US history, there's a Spanish 2 project that we did where we set up a recording studio and students used a Magic School student room to create song lyrics and to a Latin music song, and they recorded a music video. And so I'll let you kind of look through those, but I think probably I'm getting close to the end of my time. But all of that is there. You can access it. You can recreate it. If you find anything useful there, don't hesitate to just, remake it your own.
Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. That was great. It's so fascinating to see how you're actually using it with teachers. I love that. So I'll be sharing some of those things with my teachers. But I have some AI resources to share. And the first one is using the Achievery. And this was created by AT&T. These are all free digital learning resources. It is free for everybody from us as teachers and librarians to our families to use. So great to share with your community as well. And you can follow at that link. I'm going to share a little bit about the Achievery. It's really exciting because the Achievery just got the ISTE seal. So that is a great place for the Achievery. But also, if you haven't checked out some of the sites that have gotten awarded that, it's a really great place to go and find some great resources for us to use as we go back into a new school year. But in the Achievery, you can find so many different resources, and they have collaborated with all kinds of collaborators, from Girls Who Code to Code.org, Common Sense Media. We love using Boodle at Van Meter and NASA and some of those. And so lots of resources that they have put together with lessons around all different topics. But as librarians, I really love the ones that are focused around digital literacy. And in here, when you look, you can find great lessons too that are also supported from the ISTE standards. And so they've collaborated with ISTE, and there are great resources and lessons around AI. And so the resources that I'm going to share are things that you can use, just like the others too, Sarah and Cathy shared. But I really like this because there's things for all ages, and you can find and pull those out to use them too. And like I said, this is free for everyone. And so you can check it out and sign up at this link. And so one of my favorite resources to share with my teachers. So I would definitely share that with yours too.
Yeah, I love that resource. It is my favorite price, which is free 99. Yes, you heard me right. Free 99 for that resource. And also, one thing that's really cool with that is it creates the profile only on the educator side and not on the student side. So that, not collecting any student data, that's so important nowadays, trying to keep the data sharing as low as possible, and zero student data sharing. Can't beat that. It's
Very
perfect.
cool.
So
Yes.
yeah, the next thing I want to hop in and really talk about is a really great resource that has been released through ISTE. And if you were able to attend ASCD ISTE Live this year, Richard gave a really great presentation where he talked about the profile of an AI ready graduate. And I love the image there because it's truly trying to balance the amazing potential of AI, generative AI, and the human brilliance that we have. It's finding that happy balance point that we all strive to achieve as educators. Go to the next slide there. Yeah. So really it's 6 components that they have here for a profile of an AI ready graduate, where you're talking about the learner, the researcher, the synthesizer, ideator, connector, storyteller. I like how all these pieces are set here because it's really tapping into that beauty of the mind, being able to use this information that you're finding, being able to synthesize, being able to research, but then also using AI as something to help you ideate and come up with new ideas and ways to connect and work through different things. It allows us to leverage our brilliance in this process. So once again, this future ready graduate, this AI ready graduate does not have these components in there that's saying that you have to know how to prompt generate. That's not going to necessarily be a skill that we have forever. We think about prompt generating, that's something we're doing today, but we know it's going to get more and more advanced as we go along. So what are these enduring skills that we want our students to have? And this profile of an AI ready graduate provides that for us.
Yeah, thank you, Adam. And one thing that I love that Book Creator did after ISTE is they put together this book, and this is free for everybody to grab and use. And it's a little portfolio then for our kids, not only to talk about the portrait of an AI ready graduate that we all learned about last summer, but then to have them be able to put artifacts and to put information and put together their own portfolio of what they're doing as an AI ready graduate. There's also great things in Common Sense Media. They have updated the site and I love it. There's lots of interactive things, great lessons around AI, and things too that you can share again with your family. These lessons are for our kids from 6 to 12. So really great things to be able to use, and lots of different topics, of course, just around digital literacy. And like I said, great interactive things around AI. There is another one too in Book Creator that is called What is AI? I've actually used this with my teachers, not just my kids. And it was great because it really made us think about some of these things like what AI is. This is one of my favorite new ones. And there are some videos, little interactive, and then you can add all of your own things and even test out some things with your teachers or even with your kids too. So you can check that out there, and again, free to use. And then the last thing I wanted to share about AI resources is this one from Robo Wonderkind. And I think this is just amazing and so fascinating that they have created the first AI literacy curriculum for our elementary kids. And we have these robots at my school. And it's really neat because it's all hands-on learning to really bring like those AI concepts to life. And so on here, you can find a link and a QR code that they're looking for people interested in piloting the AI literacy curriculum. And so we're kicking this off this fall at our school, and had to share it because I think it's just amazing what they're doing. And they have followed like the guidelines from ISTE and some other places to be able to put this together and really focus around our younger kids too, and bringing that concept together because our younger kids are using it as well. And so it's a really neat way to be able to show them those concepts and teach them about AI as well. So to end our conversation today, I wanted to share just a few Future Ready resources that we love to share at the end. Again, the link is here and the QR code to get to the slides and all the amazing things that Cathy and Sarah shared. And so you can get to that there. We're almost done with our webinar series, which is crazy. This is one of our series webinars that we had in 2025 for Future Ready Librarians. And you can sign up still, of course, for the one in November and find all of them that we have had from the beginning of the year on this site. And so they're all linked there. There's recordings of them. And today we kicked off our call for presenters for our App Smash in November. And it's crazy because this is our 6th annual Future Ready Librarians App Smash. And so if you have something that you would love to share and that you are using to transform learning in your classroom, in your library, please go to the link and we would love to have you. We look for 25 librarians and educators every year to share just great things that we're using. And it's one of my favorites. And so you can find out more information and sign up there. We also have the Future Ready Librarian Hub, where you can find lots of things that are helpful, including a conversation guide and a self-reflection tool. We're very excited because our new update, the Future Ready Librarian Framework 3.0, actually comes out really soon. We're getting ready for AASL in October. And so there'll be a big announcement around that time where we will share, and we can't even wait. And so kind of look for that. But for now, you can go to the framework that we have. And I'm excited because our podcast, our season 11, is now underway. I think this is the third or fourth week. And you can find all of them on our podcast and the other podcasts that we have through Future Ready, including Adam and Carl and our dear friend Tom Murray. So you can check those out there. And then, like I said, season 11 is here. So please join our learning communities. We have a great one on our Future Ready Librarian Facebook group. I learn things and find things there all the time. And you can go there and join them and connect with us if it is on X or Instagram or Facebook, wherever you're at. And we would love to connect with all of you too. So a little shout out one more time to our amazing support from Frolic Content, and also just the support from all of you. We appreciate that you came, and thank you so much, Sarah and Cathy, for joining Adam and I today, and just for the great work that you do. We're really grateful.
Thank y'all.
Yes, thank you. And we'll see you guys in November. And please sign up if you're interested. Like I said, you have the link there, and reach out if you need anything. We're always here for you.